Thank you for tuning in today for another program of Glory Bound. We are here to share the gospel of Jesus Christ through the preaching of God's holy word and Christ-centered music. Our desire is to encourage and uplift those that need a special touch from our Savior. Join us now for another blessed program of Glory Bound.
Hello, and thank you for joining Glory Bound. I'm Elaine Harding. Today we have a special program. We're going to learn all about the ministry Refuge of Hope, which is located downtown Richmond. And it's a ladies' ministry, and we're going to give you all kinds of information as to what's going on there. What is that ministry about? But first, we have Pastor Gary Reynolds, who's going to be singing this great song called Champion of Love.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, for I want to introduce to you, in this corner of the good and the right, stands a champion robed in white. His height exceeds the heavens, his weight outweighs the world. His reach reaches everywhere, for his age is evermore. And he is higher than the highest, he's greater than the great. No one could ever take his crown away. For he is mightier than the mightiest, and he reigns from above. He's the all-time, undisputed, undefeated champion of love. He left his hometown to enter this arena, to raise his hands in victory for you and me. Oh, but an angry crowd cried, "Crucify this king that wore their crown." And they gladly watched this champion going down. Oh, but I will never count him out, for I'm a witness of the day he rose to retain the title, champion of love. And he is higher than the highest, he's greater than the great, and no one could ever take his crown away. You see, he's mightier than the mightiest, and he reigns from above. He is higher than the highest, he's greater than the great, and no one could ever take his crown away. For he's more mightier than the mightiest, and he reigns from above. He's the all-time, undisputed, undefeated champion. The all-time, undisputed, undefeated champion. The all-time, undisputed, undefeated champion of love.
Thank you, Pastor Reynolds. That was wonderfully done. Well, today I mentioned before that we have the Refuge of Hope ministry here. We have with us the director, Bridget McFadden. And then we also have Miss Valencia. She's been through the program and now volunteers. So today we're going to learn all about that ministry. Perhaps you know somebody that needs to be in this type of ministry. I don't know. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and let's just find out what all this ministry down there, downtown on Main Street in Richmond, what's going on and what it's all about. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And Bridget,
Miss Elaine.
you tell us about this ministry and how you got involved in it to begin with at the start.
Well, you know that I'd come out of that lifestyle and being homeless and all, and God had called me to come down and help Pastor Dave. And when he did, I went to Pastor Marty and said, hey, I got a calling here from the Lord. I got to move. And he's like, you're not going. And I said, well, you know, I got to mind God. And so that's how I got involved. And he gave me the blessing to go. And so I went down to Rock Solid Ministry. And they were given a building. And they didn't know what they were going to do with the building. And we decided it would be a women's shelter because we didn't have one. I went all the way to Nashville, Tennessee when I was homeless. And down from Nashville, came back up here, and this is how everything just took place. And so what it is, it's not just for homeless women, you can be displaced. And that's what Valencia was. She came up here from Birmingham, Alabama to visit her son and found herself displaced in the moment. And you want to share a little bit about your situation?
Yeah, I come from Alabama up here and live with my son. I was in the hospital. So, when your children call on you, you move mountains for your kids. So I come up here to be with him, and it didn't go right. So God sent me to the shelter. I didn't know where I was going, where it was at, and somebody sent me to the Refuge of Hope. And that's how I call her Mama Bridget.
You call her Mama Bridget?
I call her Mama Bridget.
Okay.
I have all the girls call her Mama Bridget.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I call them my angels. And so, it's just a blessing.
So you moved up from Alabama?
From Birmingham, Alabama. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so you came up here because you were tending to move up here because of your son?
No, ma'am.
Because your son lived here?
I had no intentions coming this way. I had no intention to come this way. It just was a feeling, after all my people passed away, my mom passed and my grandmama and stuff. So, it wasn't nobody but me and my kids. So he came and got me, and I've been here ever since. God got me here, doing well.
Okay.
Yep. Mama Bridget talked me through everything when I lost my beliefs.
How did you find this ministry?
How did I find the shelter?
Yes. You're new here in the area.
Yeah, I walked down to the housing. It was housing downtown. My son's girlfriend, the moment she showed me where to go to sign up for housing. And one of the ladies down there took me to the Genesis shelter. And the lady who was there, she said, well, why don't you go to the Refuge of Hope? And I was like, I don't know where this is. And she went out her front door, and it was just right across the street.
Okay.
And she told me to come back about an hour, and I came right back because, I didn't know where I was going and know nobody here. And she opened with open arms because I was like, here we go. But, I had to do what I had to do for my daughter and my grandson.
Okay, so you had two children with you.
Yeah.
I have 3, but I have 2 with them.
So it was her daughter, and her grandson
Son,
came to the shelter. They were at the door. She was beside herself. She's putting it mildly. But she was in tears, and I get choked up.
I was.
To see her transformation, that just settles it. that you know you're where you're supposed to be. Because they came, they're from Alabama. First off, I couldn't understand a word she was saying.
Don't you love that southern drawl?
She had such an accent, and I had to decipher what they were telling me to begin with. And she said, you know, they'd gotten in a situation and they didn't have anything but them. And I said, well, you can come here. And we settled them in, got the boy into school, and got the daughter a job, and saved up money, got him an apartment. And she's the only one that's really gone through and gave back, you know, like the 9 virgins. Only one came back. And so she's like one of them. And she's just been a blessing to the shelter now. The women, they love her. She's just got that natural ability to interact with the females that come into the shelter. And what we do is it's not just homelessness. They are homeless. They can come there at 5 o'clock each night, and they can get a shower and a meal and a bed, and they leave out at 8 o'clock the next day. Now, they can do that for 14 days. But if they get on the program, if they're eligible for the program side, and that's just it, if they want to change, then we go to see what their next step is. And that's our next step program. Like some people got to get a GED, some people got to get a driver's license, some people got to get a birth certificate. You know, it's just a combination of different things to meet their next need. And
But not everybody has to go.
No.
I mean, you don't have to go into some sort of program.
No, they can just come for the 14 days and
After
live their
14
life.
days, what happens?
That's on them. We don't want them to be homeless. We want them to say, hey, we'd like to get on the Next Step program and get a job and get our lives in order. But not everybody wants that.
Okay.
But in
They
that,
just want the freebie,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, getting back to Miss Valencia, were you a Christian at the time you came, or
Yes,
no?
ma'am. I grew up in the church. My church in Birmingham, Alabama is Gaines Chapel. And my pastor is Reverend Davis. So yes, ma'am, I grew up in the church. I knew the Lord, just that I was angry because my mom passed away, and I was so young when she passed away, you know. She was on dialysis and stuff like that. So, you know, I had to grow up fast.
Yeah.
I had to grow up fast. That would happen with me.
And I understand you don't have to be a Christian to come to this
No,
ministry.
not
It's open
at
to
all.
anyone.
Yeah.
I get that. I just didn't know. That's why I
Yeah,
asked.
she'd come back to the Lord since she's been at the shelter.
Okay.
And working on her relationship, learning how to trust him again, and sharing her testimony. And she does it without even doing it. She tells people all the time about what God's done for her.
Yeah, I think Bridget McFadden has kind of rubbed off on her too. You know,
Naturally
we all know
happens.
Bridget.
Yes, she has. Yeah.
So, but your ministry does take kids in as well,
Yeah.
not just women.
Yeah, and
So-
we don't house men, but we do have a fellow that lives in our truck out in the back. And we want to help everybody when we can help them. And I met him, I was painting out in the front, and he walked by and he said, hey, I'd like to earn some money. You ain't got a job I could do. I said, I need a painter right now. You could help me paint. He said, well, I'm no Picasso, but I can handle a paintbrush. So I said, well, here you go. And he painted the front with me, and he's been a part of the shelter out back in the truck ever since.
Okay. Wow. You never know what door is going to open.
No, you don't, and you share Jesus with them, you know. I mean, and he didn't know the Lord, and he right now is struggling to trust God in all this, but at least he's open to it now. At first, he didn't want to hear nothing about it. So over the time of passing, you know, you can share.
You know, but isn't it kind of funny? He didn't want to hear nothing about it, know nothing, but yet he came where he had to know there had to be
Something.
some ministry
Yeah.
or some religious ministry or something. You know, it's kind
Yeah.
of odd, but that's the way God works.
Yeah. Well, you know, he takes the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. And sometimes it's little simple acts like that. It's taken a long time for him to trust the Lord. But, you know, he's going over to the church now and eating a meal. He'll come to us. He said, "Did Val save me a plate?" Yeah, we got the plate put back.
So you do the cooking?
Yeah, I cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I in the
So how
south up
many?
here.
Now you volunteer. You went through the program and everything, and now you volunteer. Do you stay in that? Are you living in that ministry, or do you have an apartment or a home outside the ministry?
Well, I have an apartment. I stay with my daughter, my baby girl. We
Okay.
came here, so we stay together in Greenwood. And so I go over there. I come to the shelter and stay with the women at night because I have to be. You got to be with me every 2 hours to wash
Oh,
the
okay.
floor.
Okay.
So that's what I do. So I cook supper about 5, and they eat, and that be that. We go to Bible study on Thursdays. So you know we try to keep them together.
What do you do? Cook all those southern dishes?
Well,
She
yes,
puts her
ma'am.
spin on them. That's what she does.
Well, I try. I do. I cook for them. You know, Mama Bridget don't like onions, so you know I'm from the South. You know, onions and bell peppers. You know, that's just me. You know, that's how I was raised, and they love it.
Good.
They really do.
Good.
Love it. Don't have none left over.
You know,
Okay, so when somebody
a way
comes-
to a man's heart is his stomach. Well, a way to a woman's heart is the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're hungry, hey.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
right.
Yep. Now, when they come there, do they have to go into a Bible study?
No, they don't have to go. Now, we wasn't making them go into the Bible study, but now we do. That's one of the requisitions is you gotta, you know, you can feed their emotionals and their physical, but if you don't feed that spirit man, he's gonna die. And without Christ, they're gonna die in their sin. And so it's a way for us to get them involved in the Word of God and to get into fellowship with other believers, because at the Bible study, downtown is different than being way out somewhere in the country where it's kind of cliche, so to speak, you know. Everybody comes to church on Sundays. Well, that's not how it is downtown. People come to the church building all during the week downtown. And we serve them meals and lunch and coffee and water throughout their day. And so the same way at the shelter, Monday and Wednesday, the women can come in and take a shower and get hygienes and things of that nature. And they don't even have to come inside. They can come and take a shower and go back about their business twice a week.
Okay.
A free shower, and we give them hygienes, we give them feminine products that they need.
Okay, they can do that twice a week for
Yeah.
unlimited time.
Yeah.
How long?
Forever if they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they're, say, people that are living on the street,
Yeah. There's no need for them to be dirty.
so they can come in there.
Yeah, they can come and take a shower.
So
and
okay, you were saying at 5 o'clock, pretty much, but is it open 24 hours? Can they come any time of day, or you got a regular schedule? Okay, if you want to do
After
this,
8
this is what you
p.m.
got to do.
we lock the doors at 5 because that's supper time. They got to be in by 5 o'clock. All your business is done between 8 and 5.
So somebody comes in at 7, they're not going to be accepted?
They got to go through the police.
Oh, okay, the police would bring them.
Yeah, they have
or
to go
call
down to the
somebody.
police station
I
or.
got you. Are you
read
the one that's
emergency.
called, or?
Yeah. They'll call me and I'll say, well, you have to go to the police station and have them bring you. Because usually, if they'll go to the police station, they're not too drunk or intoxicated. But we'll get them in when they're intoxicated or high. And we have to keep everybody safe. Our number one
Right.
goal is safety. And if we can't keep everybody safe, then they ain't coming in the building. You know, I've had several altercations with women, you know, trying to keep everybody safe.
Women's the times can be tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Well,
you don't think
Val-
so, Miss Valencia? I don't know.
No, Val handles them pretty good. She's just got to stand up. She's 6 foot tall.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's tall. She can take care of that.
Yeah, and she lets them know. She'll say, I'll call Mama Bridget, and then I'm calling the police. That's what she does.
So what are your hours there? You're the director. Are you there every day?
Yeah, I'm there every day. And I pop in and out occasionally during the day or of an evening. And I give Val a couple days off. But yeah, we're there around the clock. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Okay. How many women and children, I guess, too, can you accommodate?
11 at a time, but if it's a natural disaster, I got cots in the basement and I can pull them out. We can sleep them on the couches and the pull-out chairs that we have. So 45 if it's a natural disaster, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I would think that'd be pretty full, crowded.
Yeah, it would be, but if it's cold out,
Yep.
they'll get in. They
And I
don't
would
care
think
where
during
they
the winter
sleep.
you would get a lot more.
Yeah. And we don't turn anybody away in the inclement weather. We're not going to let somebody freeze to death, and we're not going to let somebody get overheated. We just won't do that. Some of them choose that there are people that actually choose that because we don't force anything on anybody, but we are open for that.
Yeah. So this ministry's been open now for how long? How many years?
Be 5 years this December.
Really? 5
Yeah,
years?
I know.
It does not seem it's 5
know
years.
it.
It's not. It seems like
Seemed like
Well,
yesterday.
you haven't been here that long ago. But I
know.
know you were here soon after you opened it, I
Yeah.
believe. So it's like, oh my goodness, 5
Time
years.
is flying by.
Wow. Yes, it is. It's going too fast.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, I can't keep up with time. So, through the 5 years, have you seen a lot of ladies come to know Christ?
Different ones, yeah. Yeah.
So once they accept Christ, do you keep in
Follow up.
Yes.
We follow
Okay.
up with them.
Okay. And I know you're a ministry out of Rock Salad Church, which is great. So do you kind of steer them in to try to get them?
I steer them into what is best for their need.
Okay.
If they can't get somewhere out like this place, then I'm going to send them somewhere closer to where they can go. Like we have a gal now, she goes, well, I want to go to a Catholic church. I said, well, why do you want to go to a Catholic church? Well, I was brought up Catholic. I said, okay. I said, well, tell me about the sacraments. She said, well, what's a sacrament? I said, well, I thought you said you were Catholic. Well, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I trying just to meet her need where she's at. So I'm like, okay, this conversation just happened this morning.
And that's kind of just, that's all she knows.
Yeah.
Kind of,
She
you
was
know.
just brought up
Yeah.
that way, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm giving her options.
Right. Okay. Okay, so you've got a program there. You don't just come. I mean,
Yeah.
you do offer a program because you are helping these ladies
Yeah.
to get established in life and then improve themselves as
Yeah.
well.
We teach
So-
them life skills while they're there. You
Okay.
would not believe that they don't even know how to make a bed sometimes. Can't wash a dish. Their dishwashing is just running the water and putting it in a drain with their hands.
You know what? I know this is absolutely a different world, a different
It's
generation.
old school.
And, you know, we would think, why wouldn't you know? Because that,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we were taught. We were taught to do these simple things.
Well, they're
Really.
on the fly. They're
And
not
now-
doing them
Yeah,
things. You
yeah.
know, they're
It's amazing what they don't know.
Yeah.
That's just so common to us.
Yeah.
And it's
We
sad.
have a lot of mentally challenged people that come in, and so that's a fine rope we walk. A lot of people have mental health problems. A lot of people have addiction problems. A lot of people have just relationship problems. And we're all just one paycheck away from finding ourselves displaced. You know, I mean, look at the way the world is.
Yes.
If you're not firm in your faith is going to be tested on a day-to-day basis. And whether it get tested through being a martyr, like we just experienced with one, or whether it just be we open the door and somebody does something stupid, which that happens too. And we don't always say the right thing, you know. We say what's on our heart in the moment, and it might not be the right thing to say, but it's the best we know what to do for them. And if we can just get them off the street, get them settled down, it takes them a minute to even trust us. They don't come in trusting us. They got to come in and give them time to trust us, where they ain't had no rules, nobody giving them any rules to say, okay, rule number 1 is you can't do this. Well, they're going to see if they can get away with rule number 1 right off the bat, you know. And so you got to get on them, get up, brush your teeth, comb your hair, take a shower. Some of them don't even want to shower.
Unfortunately, you know, I'm thinking of the younger folks, but they don't want rule. They just want to do whatever they want to do.
Miss Elaine, do you know that some of our population, probably 40% of our population are elderly people?
Really?
Elderly.
Wow.
Yeah. 65 and older.
Really?
Really.
No, that's...
That's mind-boggling, isn't it?
It is. And you know what's sad is families don't help.
Yeah,
either,
it breaks
each
my
other.
heart. I said, where is your kids?
Yeah, because that's biblical.
Yeah.
You're to take care of your own, your family, but it's not like that anymore. Okay, I know we're running out of time. It's like it's never enough time. So, and I know that you help women get established.
Yes.
Like you talked about, you know, like if they need a driver's license, need some education or whatever, you point them in that direction and help them.
We have a lady,
to
she's
get
a CNA, she's going to school, saving money. That's what we do.
Okay. And then you are kind of like expanding your ministry.
Yeah, we're refurbishing the upstairs, and we'll have the girls that are getting ready to get their own places, but we can't find them one yet. They will go upstairs and live up there, and they'll have more freedom, but they'll be responsible. We'll give them a small budget. They'll have to pay a small rent, pay some utility bills, so they can learn how that looks when they get out. Because if they've never done that regularly, well, the first thing they're going to do is start buying, well, this is what I want. I had the little girl today, well, I'm going to get a new cell phone. Well, I better just keep the one because I can't afford the $30 a month yet. I said, there you go. Keep the free one you got. Don't add a bill until you get more established. I said, all that stuff is not really necessary. And she said, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, right. And I mean, it's just common for us, but they need to be taught. Well, I know we're running out of time, and it's so good to have you, Miss Valencia, and have Bridget. But, if ladies, if you're in dire need, you don't have nowhere to go, at least check out Refuge of Hope and see what they can do for you. There is help out there. You just got to seek it. Thank you for coming and giving us some information, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching Glory Bound. We hope you have enjoyed our program. If you have made any decision for Christ today or have any special prayer requests or questions, please contact us at 765-935-1435 or email us at hbcglorybound@gmail.com.